He is the assistant professor of comedy. He has a show, Stand Up Straight. I believe it is this Sunday at the Living Theater at 8. It is. Got it right. He is Noah Levin, the assistant professor of comedy. Give this man up.
Hi, everybody. So, I did not know for sure if I was going to be performing tonight. And I actually didn't really think I was going to be performing tonight, which is why I didn't really dress up. But you don't mind. This is an intimate show, and I want to just tell you an intimate story. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation of my pictures of camp. Because I didn't take a lot of pictures, but I did spend a lot of time at camp, and I wanted to just tell a little bit about my experience, because I went to Jew camp. Did anybody else go to Jew camp? All right. Shadows in the back went to Jew camp. Much brighter under these lights. So I started going to Jewish summer camp in the hills of Northern California when I was 8 years old. And it was, regular camp like everybody else went to, sports and arts and crafts and a pool and meals, and but we also had services every day. And I would pray every single day for a girlfriend. And God, in His infinite wisdom, chose not to answer my prayer for many summers. My first sexual experience, actually, my first sexual experience at camp was when I was 14 years old, and I went to the infirmary, and I was the only one in my room. But I don't want to get into that story. What I do want to get into is when I was done being a camper, and I was on staff as a counselor, was when God chose to answer that prayer, and I did get a girlfriend. This happened the first week of camp, like maybe 5 days into camp. I just hit it off with my first girlfriend, and it was fantastic. And we were basically each other's first everything except for like kissing. First kiss was Jolie Henderson at the pool. I was like 12 or 13. And it was really exciting because she and another girl had a competition for who could kiss the most boys. So she liked me. But the other girl who was in the contest was much prettier. Her name was Rebecca, and I remember that her name was Rebecca because the next summer she came back to camp and was even more competitive and earned the nickname Blowjob Becky. So my first summer on staff, I got my first girlfriend, and so much wonderful stuff, and we were both virgins. So about 2/3 of the way through the summer, we decided that we were ready. It was time to make that step. And her older sister was really excited for this, and she sent a care package to my girlfriend that had like condoms and massage oils and like, a feather and However, that had not arrived by the time that we were ready to make that next step. But I recall deep in the recesses of my memory, from the first day of staff orientation at camp, the nurses gave a presentation about this is the infirmary, and take kids here when they're sick, and don't take kids here when they're not sick, and so on and so forth. And they said that, we have a policy that there's no sex at camp. However, we know that you guys are young adults and we can't control you, so if you are going to have sex, even though it's against the rules, we want you to be safe. We'd rather you be safe. So we are going to keep condoms in the infirmary. It's in this drawer right here. No questions asked. We don't need to know. Just want you to be safe. That's the most important thing because they're Jewish mothers. And I wasn't paying attention to that part because I had only been, had a kiss at the pool 4 years ago. So why would I need to know where condoms are? And so at 1 o'clock in the morning, I am poking around in the dark in the front office of the infirmary, trying every single drawer and cabinet in the place, and waking up the head nurse, who I've known since I was 8 years old. And she's like, "What's going on? What's wrong? Is it an emergency?" And I sort of squeaked out, I was looking for the drawer with the condoms. Probably the first drawer that I had opened, but just hadn't looked carefully. She just walks over, goes off to bed, and I became a Jewish man. My show is called Stand Up Straight. It is topical and political comedy. Several of the comedians that you've seen tonight have done the show, and they're awesome. Several of the comedians that you've seen tonight will do the show in the future, and they're awesome. It is this Sunday at 5 p.m. Show up at 4:45 because it takes longer to get there than you think. And all of the money from every show goes to benefit a different charity. This month we are benefiting the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative. So if you want to cure AIDS, and it's not just a bunch of lip service, I'll see you at the Living Theater this Sunday at 5. Thanks very much, and
No, Levin is against AIDS! I want to become a Jewish man. That's what it said. That sounds great!